Okay. Welcome to the Out of Continues podcast, episode 213. This is a weekly podcast. What's up every Monday on outofcontinues.com as an MP3, or it goes up a little bit before that, a few days before that sometimes, on youtube.com/outofcontinues as a video where you can see me like raise my eyebrows. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Eyebrow workouts.
Yep. I'm your host, Staffa. And I have different guest hosts with me each week. This week I got Kevin Licious.
Yo, what's up?
Is that what you're going by now?
I guess so. I mean, that's what you call me each episode.
You answered it. You answered to it.
I mean, my name is technically in that word, so I only heard the Kevin part. I didn't hear the Licious part.
All right. So this week's episode segments will include the main topic, which would be favorite reboots. After that, I got quick announcements. We got some news topics. And then we have a surprise.
Is it another game?
Kevin. Yes. Yes. Got a surprise for you, Kevin. I was actually getting this ready before we start recording.
So that's why the 15 minutes turned into like 45 minutes.
Well, I had something else I had to do too, but there we go.
All
right. Let's get going real quick. Disclaimer: all opinions expressed on this show are of our own and not of our employers, whether past, present, or future. So let's talk about some reboots. And, a reboot, I define as a reboot when, you have a franchise going, and then you have a game that completely ignores all the previous, all the previous episodes or whatever you want to call it, and, just starts fresh. All right. So a reboot isn't, just to clarify, like a reimagining would be like the same as the first game or something like that, but like a little bit different, or a remaster. There's a bunch of different versions of remaking something, but we're going with the reboot, where it's like pretty much ignoring everything before that and starting fresh all over.
Yep.
You agree?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Kevin, since you're a guest, would you like to go first with one of your favorite reboots?
Sure. I have a feeling this is going to be on both of our lists. Tomb Raider.
Yes.
Yep. So I actually really enjoyed the Tomb Raider that came out recently. Well, not Rise of the Tomb Raider, but the one before that, just Tomb Raider. And I think it was a very good reboot because it actually... I mean, there hasn't been a Tomb Raider game in a while, but before that. And then
this isn't even the first time that they reboot the series either.
Yeah, I know. And this one was just done a lot better. I really enjoyed the story. I enjoyed a lot of the gameplay mechanics. Combat was pretty solid too. It was a lot of fun. And I think it was a very good reboot. And I'm glad that a lot of people thought the same. And it's continuing to get, it's got a sequel that just came out on the same day that Fallout 4 came out. I don't know why they decided to release, both those big games came out the same day, but
blame Microsoft.
Yeah. So yeah, Tomb Raider. I think it's a really good.
I'm hearing the new one is getting really good reviews.
Yeah, I've been hearing good things about it too. And I don't know, did they ever announce when it was gonna come to PS4 and PC?
Sometime next year.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
I don't think they were allowed to officially announce it yet.
Yeah.
But I totally agree with you.
Yep.
Mortal Kombat on my list.
I figured you would have that on there.
Okay, so the Mortal Kombat franchise, like, I really liked as a kid, but as I got older, well, not only the games got worse, but then I looked back at those, the first few games, and I I realized that I mainly like them for the gore, the shock value.
Hmm.
You know, like I was like, do I really like these for the actual gameplay? You know, and I was like, I like Street Fighter for the gameplay. Mortal Kombat is more something I just, it's just bloody, and that's why I liked it as a kid.
Yeah.
And I was trying to play those first few, as I got a little older, I tried revisiting those, and I was like, these games are just really hard. And but now they pretty much reset the series because like there's like 8 Mortal Kombat games, and the story got ridiculous. And so they pretty much like they acknowledged that those games existed, but they're like, all right, time to reboot with time travel. Kind of same as like the J.J. Abrams Star Trek.
Yeah.
Reboot it with time travel and change the events.
Yep.
So, and like it was probably one of it is the best single player campaign in a fighting game, and like the story was actually pretty cool. The combat was great. The gameplay, the
Hmm.
system, and they just did a great job with that game. I haven't played Mortal Kombat X yet. I plan to eventually, but yeah, Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat.
Nice. All right. Next one on my list is Fallout 3. So actually, I had heard of the Fallout games before. Like, I've actually seen them before Fallout 3 came out, but I never actually played them.
But hold on, man. It has a 3 in the title.
I know. But this one, even though it does say 3 and doesn't just say Fallout, it completely changes how the game is played. Because, like Fallout 1, 2, and Tactics, those are isometric, turn-based RPGs. And Fallout 3 is a first-person open-world shooter, and using Bethesda's Elder Scrolls style open-world game. And so the conversion from an isometric RPG and then completely redoing everything and reimagining it in a completely different genre.
I suppose. Does it like
because it's not a continuation
as well?
Well, that's the thing is just like the like the Elder Scrolls games, even Fallout 3 doesn't really. None of the Fallout games technically had a continuous story. They were all kind of their own separate.
Well, here's another thing: the first 2 games were not even made by Bethesda; they were made by Interplay.
Yeah, I know, but that's I think another reason for it to be called a reboot. It's because now it's a completely new company. It's a whole new game style.
It's a reboot.
Not really.
It's a sequel. The sequel to
it's more like a remastered version. But yeah, I think Fallout 3 is safe to call a reboot just because it completely changes how you interact with the game. It's a completely different game style. It's literally reimagining how the game is played, and so I think they did a good job with Fallout 3. I know a lot of people preferred like Fallout New Vegas, but I think as far as just taking the lore and then completely changing the genre, that's one of the big things. I mean, it still stayed with its RPG roots, but instead of being an isometric turn-based strategy RPG, this one is a real-time first-person shooter, and I just think it works. It worked well enough that New Vegas got a lot of reception. Was really highly anticipated, and then you obviously know the hype that was around Fallout 4 and how well that sold. So I think it turned out well for the series.
Yeah. Okay, so my next reboot is kind of a double whammy. So Prince of Persia.
This one's on my list too.
Like this got rebooted multiple times, and Sands of Time as well as Prince of Persia 2008. both
Okay,
made
so I don't
my
know.
list.
Would 2000 actually? I was just about to. I was thinking about that. But would 2008 not technically be considered a spin-off rather than a reboot?
I think it's a reboot because it was supposed to be a new series, but it just didn't sell well, mainly because people don't like change and weren't willing to give it a chance. And they put a lot of money into marketing this game. Like I remember watching a UFC event, and they were like, "This match brought to you by Prince of Persia." You know.
Yeah. Well,
Like they put a lot behind that, and like not enough people like I remember people did not want to play it because of the art style, and they also didn't want to play it because they heard that, oh, you can't die in this game, so it must be too easy. No, it's not too easy. It's actually pretty hard. But it was supposed to be a new series with sequels, but because it sold so poorly, Ubisoft decided to milk out Assassin's Creed instead.
Okay, that's fair.
That is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Like they're like, okay, we'll stick with Assassin's Creed. We'll make tons of these games.
Yeah, actually, I really enjoyed Prince of Persia 2008. I really liked what they had done with that, and I was hoping to see more, but sadly, not very many people enjoyed it. But
yeah. I don't think not many people enjoyed it. I think not many people gave it a chance. That's what I think.
Okay. Yeah, that's possible.
And then there are people who would like listen to morons like Total Biscuit. Total Biscuit's like, oh, I don't like platformers, but this game, oh, you can't even die in this game, so it must be too easy. It's like, okay, first of all, you straight up said you don't like platformers. Secondly, you didn't play far enough to realize that this game actually gets pretty hard. So, yeah.
But yeah, I also had Sands of Time on my list, and I really liked that story. That whole series was pretty good. Like that, the game and all its sequels. I actually had at one point the 2D side scroller. I don't know where that went, but I did have it and I played it, and I enjoyed it.
Well, which one? The one that was like on XBLA? That
no, this was like
the remake or the original one.
The original one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. So I had the original, and I played that quite a bit. And I never got past a certain point. I can't remember how far I got, but
yeah, that game was
it was very difficult.
Like all Prince of Persia games are hard.
Yeah.
Like starting from the roots, you have like literally 1 hour to beat that first game.
Yeah.
Like you boot up that game, and there's a clock on the bottom counting down from 1 hour.
Yeah. I do remember that. It was fun though.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I never got past a certain point because it was just too hard, and I was so young. I don't remember. Like, I don't think I knew what I was really doing.
Yeah, but Prince of Persia, great series. Sands of Time, awesome. Reboot. They kind of went the wrong direction with Warrior Within, but then they fixed that with Two Swords or something like that.
Something like that,
Two Thrones.
That's right. Yep.
Yes, Two Thrones.
Yep.
Two Thrones. They fixed the issue. They went back to not Godsmack Prince.
Yeah.
Like, what were they thinking? Like every time that what was it called? I think that the Dahaka would come in. It would like go into this infinite loop on like the beginning of that Godsmack song.
Yeah. No idea, but yeah, I'm glad they fixed it.
All right. What's next on your list?
Next one on my list. Actually, this is the last one on my list. XCOM: Enemy Unknown.
Oh, I had that on my list too.
Oh, so yeah, I mean, XCOM used to be a series that was around a while ago. I played a little bit of them, not too terribly much actually, but I always had like an interest in watching one of my friends play because he's a huge XCOM fan, and he and then like I think he was the one who told me about Enemy Unknown because I don't think I really saw much about it until later. But everything that they've really brought the series to the modern gaming era. I mean, it looks great, it plays great. I know my friend
Yeah,
has.
they definitely brought it to the modern gaming era with all those glitches. Makes it
yeah. I mean,
makes it on par with modern games.
That's what the AAA market is these days.
Yep, it's that little check mark. Is it glitchy?
Yep.
AAA game.
That's what constitutes a AAA game now. It's not the amount of money that goes into it; it's how buggy it is.
Yep.
If it's not very buggy, it's an indie game. But yeah, XCOM was really fun. Enemy Unknown. I know my friend has several hundred hours in it. I still have to beat that game, but I'm enjoying it. I think it's a good beginning to the. I mean, I'm hoping that they make XCOM 2. I'm pretty sure that they will.
They are working on XCOM 2.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's been announced.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
It's not a secret, man. That has the snake people.
Yeah.
There was like a trailer and everything.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that. It was a while back when they announced that.
I'm pretty sure they showed off at this E3 this year.
Okay, then
You are on stuff.
I'm probably. I don't know. I don't remember seeing it.
You've slept since then.
Yeah, I have. But yeah, XCOM.
All right. Well, I got 2 more games, so I'm going to talk about one and give the other an honorable mention.
Okay.
DMC Devil May Cry. I like this game.
I was thinking about that, but I haven't played the reboot.
I think it was really well done. I love the way how the game looks. Really colorful, just good looking graphics. Has some really cool boss fights, especially the one against Bill O'Reilly. That one is an awesome boss fight. And like, not only is the combat pretty good, the platforming is surprisingly really good. Like I like the platforming even more than the combat. I think that's how good the platforming is, and it's pretty tough to put in 3D platforming into a game like this. So I think they did a really great job working on this game, and it was really fun. I enjoyed it. The story was pretty decent, and yeah, I don't think they're gonna make another one of these though, unfortunately. Even though they left it open for a sequel.
Yeah.
So that's kind of unfortunate, but yeah, DMC Devil May Cry, awesome game.
I'll have to check it out because like I said, I played a little bit of some of the previous ones, but not this. Reboot.
I think it suffered from the same thing as Prince of Persia 2008. People just complain about change.
I don't understand what it is with people and change.
People need to stop being babies.
Yeah.
Like little baby hamsters. Quit it. Stop being a baby hamster. Grow up. Embrace the new games. Give it a try. But my honorable mention, Ninja Gaiden. I'm having it as an honorable mention because I didn't beat Ninja Gaiden, but I played quite a bit of it, and it was really fun. Unlike the first 3 games on the NES, which were just really difficult and stupid. Like, I know a lot of people like say that how great they were because of those are like the first games that had like cinematics in a game and all that, but like if you look at it, the games were really dumb because it's like, okay, here's a dumb hawk that's gonna hit you as it like comes bouncing through the screen, and then it'll push you back because you got hit by it, and then you'll move forward again, and then it spawns again because the memory of the game was so low that it like forgot that it spawned it already, so it spawns another one. Yeah,
wonderful.
It was pretty dumb. But Ninja Gaiden for like Xbox, that was pretty awesome. It was like the best ninja game at the time.
Mm-hmm.
It was really cool. You could run on walls. The graphics were amazing. Combat was amazing. Awesome game. And it was really hard. I could not beat it. I was like, this is too tough.
Yeah, the Ninja Gaiden games are generally pretty difficult.
And I remember that they released like Ninja Gaiden Black, that like added an easier mode.
Oh, really?
And I didn't have Ninja Gaiden Black, so
Yeah.
like basically like if you lose enough on the first level or something like that, you get like this pink ribbon, and it's called Ninja Dog mode. The pink ribbon would be like shame, 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 ring ring, shame. I don't think you get that reference
I don't.
because you're so far behind. Shame, shame, ring ring. Anyways, so
I don't know.
you'll get there in a few years.
Few
Once
years.
once you finally catch up on your
Is
TV
it
shows.
a
Metal
Metal Gear reference?
No, on your TV shows.
Oh, TV shows. Oh, okay.
Yep, you'll get it eventually.
Is it
You'll
something on Jessica Jones?
no,
Oh,
but it'll be in your TV shows backlog.
okay.
So,
Game of
anyways,
Thrones.
let's move on. Listeners, what are some of your favorite reboots? Send a list to us at podcast@outofcontinues.com. Like, yo,
Or maybe the worst reboots.
yeah, sure, whatever. Be like, hey, my favorite reboot is the TV show reboot. Can't wait for the reboot of the TV show reboot, which should be happening like next year.
Are they going to reboot?
Yes. Yes, I think it's next year, or the year after that, something like that. But anyways, you know what doesn't need to be reboot?
My computer.
No, you gotta reboot that eventually.
Eventually, but it's been several weeks since I've last rebooted it.
That's not good.
Nah, Windows 10 is actually pretty good with memory management. Still as smooth
But you know
as
what
ever.
else doesn't need to be rebooted? Dreamhouse.
I'm pretty sure they do daily reboots. Just to ensure that their servers are running at their optimal performance.
Because they're a web service, they offer unlimited storage, unlimited bandwidth, user-friendly interface. They also optimize to use content managers such as WordPress and many more features. All that just for $8.95 a month. And if you use the promo code OUTOFCONTINUES, that is one word, no spaces. If you use that promo code, you'll never go hungry again, because it'll waive away the setup fee and get you free domain registration. DreamHost.
Don't reboot your dreams.
Yep.
Don't let your dreams be rebooted.
Quick announcement: we really need more iTunes reviews. You want to guess when the last iTunes review was made for this podcast?
No idea.
2013.
Oh wow, a couple years ago.
Yeah,
Over a couple years ago.
We need so the fact that we haven't had any iTunes reviews, for 2 years, that means we haven't been showing up on the iTunes podcast charts at all for 2 years. Please leave us some reviews, because that's how Apple works. They need weekly reviews to place a podcast on their charts. So please leave us a review. If you've already left a review, or for whatever reason you cannot leave a review, then you can also help us out by sharing the podcast on social media. So that's Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, whatever. Help share the podcast. Tell a friend. If you don't like this podcast, tell an enemy. Be like, hey, I hate you so much. Go listen to Out of Continues podcast. So, anyways, let's move on. Let's talk about some news. You ready for some news?
Yeah.
Let me go full screen or share screen. Boom! There we go. Let me keep that on me. Yeah, all right. There we go. So, Nintendo's new console, the codenamed the NX, they say it is not the next version of the Wii or Wii U. We have to move away from those platforms for the NX. New Nintendo president says. So basically, what I get out of this is not only Mario waiting in line for a new, 3DS or whatever, with his
But he's lining up all these people are lining up super early for the NX, several months in advance.
Years.
So
this picture was from 2010.
Oh man!
So they've been waiting up years.
They knew from the beginning that the Wii U was going to fail, even before the Wii U came out.
Yeah, they're so excited. So, anyways, basically what I get out of that is that I'm assuming that means they're not going to be. Well, first of all, they're definitely not going to use that Wii name anymore, which is good.
Which is like that alone.
Secondly, I'm assuming it's not going to have like some crazy gamepad gimmick, which that was the thing about those two consoles. They had gamepad gimmicks.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the two things I get out of this. Do you have any other like input or opinions or anything that you get out of this?
I don't know. I think those are some pretty good assumptions. Do they confirm? Because I remember there was talks about Nintendo working on like an Android-based device. Was that confirmed for the NX? I can't remember.
Nothing has been confirmed on it yet.
Okay.
They'll talk about it during E3 next year.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So I mean, I don't know. I'm still kind of confused on exactly what the NX is going to be. I'm hoping that it is like a full-fledged console, rather than like some other new spin-off project that will be outside of the Wii ecosystem. And if I just don't want them to continue making like another.
I'm hoping that it's just the code name for them to like abandon their console and just go third party.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm hoping too.
That would be probably perfect. Not it. It's probably not it.
Wii U is not a console; it is an idea. I mean, sorry, NX is not a console.
It's an idea
of bringing all of our great games to
all
PC
your
and
homes.
PS4 and Xbox.
All right, let's move on. There's not really much else to talk about on this because there's really nothing.
Yeah, still speculation.
All right, moving on. Then we had a Final Fantasy VII remake gameplay trailer from PSX. PSX happened like last weekend. Unfortunately, I couldn't go. I had to work. I had a ticket for PSX also.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Ali bought it for me. That's when I was still living in the Bay Area because PSX was in San Francisco.
I see.
Yeah, but I moved and also I got a job since then, so unfortunately could not go. But apparently PSX was really awesome.
I didn't actually watch it this year, but I've been seeing a lot of tweets from both Ali and the rest of the world.
I mean, it seemed like it was like on par with PAX.
Oh, nice.
Well, probably. Well, as far as announcements, bigger than PAX, but as far as like being there, it seemed like it was PAX. So, but anyways, did you watch this Final Fantasy VII?
I didn't watch the video, but I saw some screenshots, and it looks pretty good, like visually.
So people are fanboys are angry.
I figured they would be. I mean,
because stuff has been changed. Well, like first of all, like outside the trailer, they mentioned that the game is going to be episodic. Hearing that news, I wasn't surprised because like seeing the trailer, it was only the like the first mission from the game, which is also coincidentally it is the demo for Final Fantasy VII.
Is it the first one where you have to like disable the bomb or something?
No, you plant a bomb.
You plant a bomb. That's
Yes.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was that mission where they plant the bomb in the very beginning of the game, and people are like, "Oh no, they changed so much. It's no longer turn-based. It's it's an action game now."
See, okay, here's my input. I do
like Final Fantasy
personally.
15.
So I personally do like turn-based games. I play quite a few of them. However, I will say that I was not a fan of the turn-based style in the Final Fantasy games. I don't like that. It's not really true turn-based. It's like a mix between turn-based and real-time because each unit essentially has its own timer, and if you like miss your timer, then whoever is next can still pull off.
Well, it was different. It was different in each game. I think they first introduced that in Final Fantasy VI, and you had the option to keep it on or off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like it was in the game options, and basically the option was like I can't remember, it was like real time something. So basically if you sit there looking at your options menu, or looking at your attack menu all day, the enemy's gonna keep hitting you.
Yeah.
Or if you have that off, they will only attack
after you've made your
selection. Like at certain intervals.
Okay, see, I didn't know that.
That was introduced in 6, but like in like the other games, I think it showed up in the other games, but I'm not sure if you could turn it on and off in those games.
Okay.
Don't quote me. I'm no Final Fantasy historian.
Yeah, because actually the only Final Fantasy games I have played are 7 and 2, I think.
So my gripe with the gameplay of 7 is that there were no classes. Like they had the materia system, and basically it's like, okay, do you want everyone to have a heal spell? Okay, everyone gets a heal spell. Do you want everybody to have a summon? All right, everyone gets a summon.
Yeah.
Like there was no classes. Like there wasn't like in the previous games and the games after, they were like, okay, this person's a summoner, this person is well, I guess everybody would have summons in like the games, but this person is a mage, a black mage. They have like attack magic. This person is a white mage, they have healing magic. This person is a monk, they punch with their fists. While like in Final Fantasy VII, it was like everyone is a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Make them how you want them to be, and that was kind of a dumb system. And like them making this remake, it was like whatever they did, they were gonna make people unhappy. If they kept it completely the same, it would be a dumb idea because that system is a dumb system. If they changed it, then people are, oh my god, this isn't the game that we wanted.
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be. I knew from the beginning that there was going to be a subset of people who were not going to be happy with the remake, but I will say, so like I was mentioning before, that the only Final Fantasy games I really played were 7 and possibly either 1 or 2. So I played the first 7 was the first one that I played because someone gave it to me as a birthday present several years ago, and I played maybe 10-15 hours of it and then stopped playing. I just didn't really enjoy it that much. But I am interested in this remake, and I think I'm going to definitely play it because, I mean, first of all, I just think it looks really good. I mean, they're building this in Unreal 4.
Yes.
And it looks phenomenally good. Like, just from a visual standpoint, it looks incredible.
Yeah, they're building it in Blueprint.
Yep.
And I don't know if they're using Blueprint or not.
I'm pretty sure they are using Blueprint for a large portion of it, but maybe not the whole thing for sure. But yeah, I mean, it looks great, and I
You know,
want to play that.
I just want to say, as a person who was not excited for Final Fantasy VII Remake, this actually looks better than I imagined it would be.
Yep.
And I'm not talking about just the graphics. I'm talking about like the gameplay that they're showing off.
Yeah, I like the live action combat too. Like, I was just watching the video, and I saw the small snippet where they showed the combat, and it looks pretty good.
What's up with Barrett looking like Wesley Snipes' Blade?
I was just thinking about that too.
like I was, I think I was messaging Ali, my brother. I was like, I was typing to him. I was like, well, I was wanting to type, why does Barrett look like Wesley Snipes? But I accidentally typed, why does Blade look like Wesley Snipes? But then I caught myself before I hit send. I was like, oh, nope.
Nice.
Like, he straight looks like Wesley Snipes' Blade.
Yep, he does. Which, I mean, it's not something I'm complaining about, but
and so he'll, I don't want them to change anything. It's like, okay, like the dialogue in the original game was stupid. Barrett was like this blaxploitation character, and every line that he said ended with mofo.
Yeah.
The translation was really bad. There were plot holes in the story, like major plot holes in the story. Not sure if that was due to translation or because there was just major plot holes in the story. Sid, like they were literally entire dialogue boxes where it was just a bunch of random characters to indicate that his whole sentence was him cussing.
Yeah.
Like they would censor, like the cuss words were censored out. So it was like, okay, Sid would have sentences where half the words are all, bleeped out. And then one time, like the whole dialogue box was nothing but crazy characters to indicate just cussing like a sailor. It's like, come on now, they can do better than that.
Yeah.
Like if they were to like completely remake and stick to a T, just do nothing but just update the graphics and sound, just like these people want. No, it would be a bad game.
Yeah, I agree. Because like I said, I played probably 10 to 15 hours of that when I originally got it, and I didn't particularly enjoy it that much.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's move on.
Yep.
Man, I forgot one news story. I'll get it in a moment. But okay, Uncharted 4. So they showed off some video, and apparently in the video that they showed off, there was a dialogue choice. Basically, he gets approached by his brother, who he thought he was dead, and he's like, they're trying to catch up, and he's like, I don't even know where to begin. And his brother says, just start with the best part. And then, so Nathan sits there for a moment, and then a dialogue choice comes up. And it's basically like, which story do you want to tell first? The Uncharted 1, 2, or 3?
Yeah.
And then, he starts explaining it, but then, kind of, the camera pans out, and then he comes back, and he's, talking some more. And then the sun has rose up because, it was early morning. So there was another article that said these dialogue choices are only going to happen in a few parts of the game. It's not going to be it's not going to be Mass Effect 3, or Mass Effect. It's not going to be Mass Effect where you have tons of dialogue choices.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird that they're going this path. Because Uncharted has always been a very linear, very guided experience. But I trust Naughty Dog. They've made very solid games, and I'm really excited for this. And from watching this trailer, the part that got me excited the most was at the very end, where uh, or Nathan, he's like, "Oh, I'm married now. I'm gonna have to tell. I'm going to have to. You're gonna have to meet Elena, my wife, and I'm going to tell her all about you. Oh, I'm going to have to tell her all about you." And then his brother's like, "Nathan, I'm in trouble." And then it just ends right there.
Yeah.
Like that part, I was like, "There we go. It's Uncharted time.
Yeah.
Let's do this."
Yeah, I'm also really excited for Uncharted 4. I actually, one of the reasons I got the PS4 in the first place was for Uncharted 4. It's a lot of fours in that sentence, but yeah, I'm excited for it. It looks really fun.
Yeah,
And I think the branching dialogue, I mean, it's interesting that they're only putting it in some parts rather than the whole game. But like you mentioned, it always has been a linear experience, and I kind of want them to stick to that because the linearity of the game actually is what allows it to be so cinematic and intense all the time. And I think I don't know. I think it's interesting that they're giving you some choices to make as far as the dialogue goes. And it's interesting because normally when a game has a few moments when you make choices, it's usually through something in the gameplay, like either go left or right, or save this person or that person, or something pretty like set in stone like that. But it's nice that they're going a little off.
If this were to like give us any idea of what these choices are going to be like, just this video, it seems like maybe the choices are inconsequential and are mainly just for the narrative, so that it's more for your style. Because I mean, like, just to make it more catered for you, because it's like, okay, which was your favorite Uncharted moment? My favorite was Uncharted 2, so I'm gonna pick Uncharted 2.
I have a feeling that this is all just a big cover for a survey that Naughty Dog is running, and all the choices that you make in this game are just answering survey questions somewhere on their server, and then they're going to collect all this data and use that probably.
Like Nathan's brother's going to stop you. Hey Nathan, wait. Which was the most glitchy area you've been
Did you fall through any floors that didn't break anywhere?
Nathan sits there and be like, huh? Wait, what are you talking about? And then, like, the choices appear. Oh, now that you mention it, the area that I didn't like the most was the train graveyard.
You mean the ship graveyard?
Yeah, ship graveyard.
Yeah. I have a feeling that this is what they're doing. It's just a big survey.
You've cracked the code
in the game.
You've cracked it. All right, move on.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got another thing that is not in the outline. I'm gonna pull it in right now. There we go. Forgot to add this in the notes.
Yes, Paragon.
Paragon got introduced. Epic's. Well, they announced this, a month ago or so, but now we actually know what is going on with Paragon. Epic Games' new game, Paragon. This is a third-person shooter MOBA.
Just like Smite. Well, not really much shooter. Smite's not really a shooter, but
I was gonna say like Monday Night Combat.
Yeah, that's probably a better representation.
a better Monday Night Combat. I'm excited because I like Monday Night Combat, but Uber botched that game and then they abandoned it, and now we have a new third-person shooter MOBA in Paragon. And Epic, I trust Epic. They're not gonna. First of all, they're not gonna botch it, and secondly, they're not gonna abandon it. So therefore, it will be a more solid game with a larger community.
And thirdly, Unreal 4. I'm always excited for games made in Unreal 4.
Yes,
because it's such a wonderful engine.
Yeah, and then I'm pretty sure it'll have like mod tools with Unreal 4 and stuff like that. I'm very excited for this. I loved Monday Night Combat and Super Monday Night Combat, but like I loved it too much. It did not deserve that love, and I need something else to like replace that void in my heart. That Monday Night Combat shaped void.
I will admit that I am also a little interested in this game. I normally don't like MOBAs in general. I've played Dota, I've played League of Legends, I've played Heroes of the Storm. I played a little bit of Monday Night Combat. I have not played Smite, but every single time it's pretty much the same thing for me. I'll play it for a little while, and then I just ultimately don't enjoy it in the end, and then I stop playing.
Did you sign up for the beta for this?
I have not signed up. I didn't know that they were accepting signups, but I actually want to because this game does look really fun, just from what I saw in the trailer and the video, like that gameplay video.
Yeah, you can go to the website and log in with your Unreal account, and then there should be like a sign up thing.
Yeah, I will definitely be doing that because I do want to try this game.
Yeah, and then we'll have to play this together.
Agreed.
All right, move on.
Yep.
All right, so the next thing I got, Brutal Legend. Oh, hold on, let me not close that out. There we go. Brutal Legend. This game is another Double Fine game by Tim Schafer. And basically they're saying that if Psychonauts 2, that just got announced at PSX.
It was announced at the Game Awards, actually.
Oh, yeah, Game Awards. Okay, they just showed more off at PSX, yes. Yeah. I confused myself for a moment. I was like, wait, we talked about this last week, and PSX didn't happen. So, okay. Thank you for correcting me.
Yep.
So it was announced at Game Awards, and at PSX, they're basically like, well, if Psychonauts 2 does well, then there might be a chance that Brutal Legend happens. A sequel to Brutal Legend. Yeah. I'm not sure if I'm excited for this or not. I'm leaning more towards not.
Have
you played Brutal Legend?
I did play Brutal Legend. I liked it, but I didn't love it. I mean, I enjoyed my time with it, but it wasn't like a game that I
feel like it got too convoluted for its own good, and like the gameplay just became like the more they were introducing to the game, the less fun it got. And it was just getting all over the place. It was getting weird. Like basically it was like this hack and slash, third person hack and slash game, but also an RTS game. So it was kind of like
it was kind of like
Fire.
Oh man, what was the other game? Overlord. It was kind of like Overlord as well,
I suppose. Yeah, in a way. I think it was more like Kingdom Under Fire though, because Kingdom Under Fire you can control the troops and like you'd zoom in and play as like a hero character. But it wasn't like Kingdom Under Fire at all. This was just really convoluted, and I don't know. Like I feel like a lot of Double Fine games are very ambitious, but like just don't hit the nail right, and this was definitely one of them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not particularly excited for them to make Brutal Legend 2, but I'm also not totally against it. I mean, like I said, I played it and I had fun with it, but it wasn't a game that I
Did you finish it?
No, I didn't finish it.
Me neither. Like I got to a point where I was like, I feel like I've finished this game. I mean, I've experienced enough of this game to say, I played it.
Yeah, it was kind of like that for me too. It was at that time a couple years or about a year or so ago when I was just trying to get through my backlog as
was it when
quickly
they
as
added
possible.
It to Steam?
Yeah,
same here.
Yeah, so I picked it up and I played it for I don't know. I
played it for a few hours. I got to the point where like they found out the girl that was with him was like actually evil or something like that. I don't know.
I don't remember where I ended up, but I definitely got past that part too. But yeah, I mean, it was an enjoyable game, but it was fun while I played it, but nothing to write home about.
Yeah, it had some good parts about it, but it I don't know, it just wasn't like it had issues,
Yeah,
that was the issue. It had issues.
I think that's
I'm
for
so,
a lot of games. When a game has any issue, then that game has issues. I think that's just how issues work.
I'm so good with words. Moving on.
Yep.
All right. So System Shock 3.
Yep. This one I am excited for.
Yeah, basically this article says this game is never going to happen and we'll move on. No, I was just kidding.
Yeah, so if anyone has not played System Shock, at least System Shock 2, you should play. I mean, it's the only one of the two that actually can work on modern computers right now.
Didn't they like just recently released System Shock 1 on GOG?
Yeah, they did. I think, but like it's been so long since I played.
Didn't I message you once about, hey, we should play some co-op System Shock 2, and then you never played with me, and then
Oh yeah,
end of story.
And I do remember you mentioning that.
Yeah, I played like the first level or so, well, the tutorial level, and I was like, hey man, we should play this co-op, and then because it has like 4-player co-op, I think, and then like it never went anywhere. So
yeah, I haven't played System Shock 2 since before then, so
I'm blaming it on you.
All right, but yeah, so System Shock 3 was announced, and the only person that I know that's working on this game that had anything to do with System Shock 2 was like the executive producer, or like he was the guy who oversaw the development. I forgot his name.
So no Warren Spector, no
Warren Spector, no Ken Levine, and no what was the guy's something Church. I always forget the other guy's name.
David Cage.
Doug Church. Yeah, so no Doug, Ken, or Warren on this game. And the three of those guys were the ones who basically wrote and designed System Shock 1 and 2. But yeah, so none of the lead designers or writers are working on System Shock 3. So that'll be interesting to see if the story holds up at all in comparison to 1 and 2. But nonetheless, I mean, I really like the System Shock universe. It was a
Well, I was reading another article about this, and some stuff has leaked out. So basically, from what the rumors seem to be with System Shock 3 is you're no longer in space, but this time, like you end up underwater, and like there's a whole city down there.
Oh.
And you get these powers through these vials. That what were they called again? I can't remember, but it was these like vials that you like insert into you stick the needle in your arm, and then like there's these little girls. They're called little girls. And then there's like these big scuba men. They're called Big Papas. Not to be confused with Big Papa Staffa. That's my Xbox screen name. In fact, I might want to sue them over that. This copyright.
Yeah, you probably should. I mean, it's copyrighted names right there.
But yeah, that seems to be the synopsis of System Shock 3.
Well, I think all past predictions made on Out of Continuous have been true, so I think this is pretty legit. Whatever you have predicted and seen should be. It's confirmed. Yeah, we can consider it confirmed.
Anything else you want to say, or moving on?
No. Nothing else to say. There's not much to know.
All right, Bethesda opened a new studio in Canada called Bethesda Montreal, right? Something like that.
Yep. Yeah, so this will be interesting. One thing that I think they already hired like 40 people, or like they are expecting 40 people for this new studio. So it seems like it'll be considerably smaller than the main studio.
Did you send them your application?
No, I did not. I need to do that. One thing that is really interesting, though, that I hope they don't do. Well, actually, so there's a couple ways that this could go.
DLC maps.
Either A, one studio takes on Fallout, the other studio takes on Elder Scrolls, and then they just alternate between them, and that would allow them to do quicker releases, I guess.
Well, if this is a smaller studio, I don't think that's going to be the case.
Well, yeah. So I mean, they're starting with 40 people, but who's to say that they won't hire more?
Mhm.
But I mean, there's none of that is announced. I'm just making some speculations.
I mean, 40 people, that's like the size of a team that would make maps, so they're probably going to make Doom maps.
Yeah. So I mean, like, another option is that this team makes the DLC and expansions for
or they might be just making a whole new game altogether.
And that's actually what I'm hoping, is that this is a studio that's going to be working on a new franchise, because I actually personally do like the 5 to 6 years in between each of the Bethesda games, because those games are so big and there's so much to do in them that I generally am still playing. Like, I still haven't finished everything in Skyrim yet, and Fallout 4 is already out.
Well, you can't finish everything in Skyrim. Doesn't it, like, at a certain point it starts generating new material?
Yeah, some of the quests are some of the, like, smaller side quests are generated, but I still haven't finished a lot of I haven't started any of the DLC. I still haven't done the Mages Guild, and I still haven't, like, even done the war faction stuff. So I mean, I think I have like 190 hours in that game, and I still haven't done any of that. But yeah, so I mean, like, I think if they start alternating between the two games for each studio, I don't think I would want that, because that would mean that there'd be a new game out every 2-3 years, and that would get a little overwhelming. And I like the 5-6 year gap in between each of these games, because first of all, that kind of allows each game to at least the Elder Scrolls series has been doing that, where each new game comes out with a whole new engine, and then Fallout kind of iterates on that engine. So it's like they have a new engine, and then Fallout fixes a lot of the issues and improves it a little bit, and then they build a new engine for Elder Scrolls, and then they improve and iterate for Fallout. So I think that kind of works for them. But I'm really hoping that this new Bethesda studio actually does have plans for new franchises, new games that are smaller experiences, but still have, that Bethesda name tied to them, and still have, that deep. Well,
like Grow Home.
I still haven't played that. Or which one was that? Yeah.
But that was the Ubisoft game.
Yeah.
Where you climb the beanstalk.
Yep. Yeah, I still haven't played that. But yeah, I think if
the reason why I referred to that is because that was, like, done by a smaller Ubisoft team.
Yeah.
Like, completely new IP, and it was a solid game for, small game, but also solid experience.
Was that the same team that did Valiant Hearts?
No, that's a different team.
Okay. I wasn't sure. But yeah, we'll see where this goes. I'm hoping they do make separate games that are completely new franchises, and that have, like, smaller experiences. So smaller in comparison to Elder Scrolls and Fallout, but still pretty substantial, hopefully.
All right, let's move on.
Yep.
Star Wars 1313. Do you remember this game?
I think about it every day.
Apparently, Lucasfilm remembers it as well. Because they're saying that they're going to look into exploring some unused material developed for the Star Wars 1313 and the scrapped Star Wars Underworld television show. And I guess they're not going to, like, make a game, but, like, just use that within, like, the Star Wars, the future Star Wars stuff.
Well,
is that what they're saying?
That's part of what they're saying. They're not necessarily sure what they want to do. There's a potential. I guess there's potential for 1313 to actually come back, I think, is what was mentioned in the article.
Oh, really? Oh, I was thinking that.
I mean, so it started off saying that they were looking to explore some of the unused material, but they're still not sure if they would even. what they're gonna do with it.
Basically, what I was getting out of this was that they're like, okay, that whole Boba Fett storyline, we're gonna probably use that again.
Yeah. So I don't know if this is. So I think which one was it? Was it Visceral Games that's working on a new Star Wars game as well? Yeah, Visceral.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Amy Hennig from Naughty Dog,
Uncharted. Yes.
and one other woman who is
Jade Raymond.
doubt it's her. She's too busy with Assassin's Creed.
No, it is her.
It is her? Oh, I
Yeah.
thought it was someone else. Oh, okay.
You think
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just joking?
I can never tell with you.
Because everything I say is a joke. That's the punchline.
Okay, so I guess it is Jade. I thought it was someone else. So yeah. So the both of them are working on a Star Wars game as well at Visceral.
Like basically, I mean, when this game got canceled, Star Wars 1313, like there was all this information came out. It's like, oh, the guy you're playing was eventually going to be Boba Fett, and the Boba Fett from the movies is actually not a clone of Boba Fett from the prequel movies, and Jango Fett. Yeah, he's not a clone, but is actually some guy who killed the real Boba Fett, the actual clone, and then stole his clothes, and then just I don't know, something like that.
Yeah,
which actually sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I was super excited for this game, not necessarily because of the story, what they've told, but just the gameplay, the visuals, the gameplay. Yeah, it was basically Uncharted style, but in the Star Wars universe. And I consider myself to be a pretty big Star Wars fan, and I was super excited for 1313. And then they announced that it was canceled, and I got super upset. And then,
oh, you're really a huge Star Wars fan? I'm gonna have to quiz you right now.
I'm not that big of a Star Wars fan.
When they were on the planet Naboo, what planet were they on?
Naboo.
Man, you're pretty good at this.
Yeah. So we'll see what they do with this. I'm so excited for the Visceral Games, Star Wars 1 as well. But if this means 1313 is coming back, then I'm also very happy about that.
I can't wait for Star Wars 1414.
I can't wait until Star Wars 2020.
Man, that's a pretty good vision.
Mm-hmm. It's so crisp and clear.
Yeah,
it's more than 60 frames per second.
Let's move on. All right. So, good friend of the show, Frank Miller. Man, he's looking rough. Like, where did his hair go? Even on his face, man. Like, he looks like a man. Oh, all right, never mind. I was gonna say something that was potentially offensive. Good thing I stopped myself. I'm a bad man. Anyway, so this Frank Miller, he's a bad man too. He's not only does he say crazy political statements, but he also says crazy comic statements as well. So for those who are unfamiliar with Frank Miller, he got really famous in the 80s for some of his comics that he's done, like Batman, the Dark Man, the Dark Man, the Dark Knight, Dark Knight Returns. Yeah, Batman, the Dark Knight Returns, which is about Batman being old and retired, and then he comes back because there's so much crime.
It's Darkman, the Bat Knight Returns.
Yep. And also he's done like some Daredevil as well, like the Born Again series, which was really good. So, I mean, sometime between the 80s and now, Frank Miller turned crazy. Like, his comics have gotten crazier. Just look at the difference between Dark Knight 1 and Dark Knight 2. Dark Knight 2 was trash. Like, I dare you, go try to read it. No, don't read it. It's bad. It's bad. But so Frank Miller created the character Elektra, who is the the ninja dressed in red, female ninja, who has a relationship with Daredevil,
Mm-hmm.
and he killed her off. Bullseye killed her in the comics, but she eventually came back, not by him, but he killed her in the comics, with the intention of never bringing her back again, and so he's not happy that Marvel wants to keep using her, and he's like, they can. This is what Frank Miller said. They can call her whatever you want, but it's not. But it will not be the real Elektra. And then he added, saying, "Yes, I'm her father."
Mm.
He's crazy. So he's not happy with the fact that they're using her in the show. I mean, like, if you want to use his logic of, oh, she's dead, they shouldn't use her again. Well, like in the show, she hasn't even like appeared as a ninja yet.
Yeah.
Like Daredevil just got his suit at the end of season 1. Spoilers. And he also says that he has not even watched the show and has no intention of watching the show, and just wants to bash the show despite not even seeing it or wanting to see it.
Yeah.
Frank Miller is, I don't know what's up with like comic authors from the 80s, like the really good ones. Like apparently there's something in the water back then that made them eventually turn crazy, because Frank Miller is like a notch crazy below Alan Moore. Alan Moore, those of you who are unfamiliar with him, he did like The Watchmen and V for Vendetta and other really good titles. I guess League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Alan Moore is I'll have to give him the world heavyweight title for being crazy, because Alan Moore believes he can conjure up magic. Like that's how crazy he is. He thinks he's an actual wizard that can like shoot fireballs out of his hands. So I guess Frank Miller's not that crazy, but he's definitely crazy. You have any thoughts you want to share on this?
No, not really.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to say, but I mean, other
You
than
just
I'm
chill
excited
out.
for Daredevil season 2, and he's not.
He's not Elektra's father.
Yeah.
He is not Darth Vader. Man, it would suck to be his daughter. Anyways, more Marvel stuff. So, Iron Fist TV show. I've probably mentioned a few times on this podcast. Basically, for the Netflix Marvel series, they have Daredevil. They just released Jessica Jones last month. They're going to be doing Daredevil season 2 and Luke Cage next year, and they want to do Iron Fist, another series, and then after all those series are have been released, they're going to be doing the Defenders, which is all of them put together.
Man, Marvel's doing a lot.
Yes,
it's becoming a little difficult to keep track of.
But so basically, what they've been having a lot of trouble with Iron Fist for a while. Like they have not been able to cast the character yet, and it's kind of been in development hell for a while. But they finally have a showrunner. Showrunner is basically like an executive producer for a TV series. And so this guy, what's his name? Scott Buck. He has produced Dexter and 6 Feet Under, which are 2 shows I've not watched. Have you watched either of those?
I have watched Dexter.
I've heard good things about both of those.
I've heard good things about 6 Feet Under, but I've not actually watched it. But Dexter is definitely a very good show up until the very last episode.
Oh. Well, at
But
least
I still highly recommend that show. Like regardless of that ending. I mean, some people thought it was okay. Some people didn't like it. I personally didn't like it, but I definitely recommend it.
at least the rest of the show was good, right?
Oh yeah, the rest of the show is fantastic.
But yeah, I mean, it sounds like they got like a guy that knows what he's doing to be the showrunner for Iron Fist, and hopefully they start casting the rest of the cat. They start casting for Iron Fist and the rest of the cast pretty soon, so that they can get this show going.
Yep.
Iron Fist is actually a pretty cool character. He's like the best martial artist in Marvel, and like he has like this chi power thing where he like gets like flames around his fists and stuff like that. So
interesting. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with.
The only times I read about him in the comics is when I read Daredevil and he showed up in there. Like one time he had to like dress up as Daredevil to kind of, well, no, actually he's done that a couple times. One time he did it so that he would like Matt Murdock's identity got compromised, so he tried to prove that Matt Murdock and Daredevil are two different people. And since he's such a good martial artist, he was able to imitate Daredevil exactly. And also the time that I read him doing it was like basically Daredevil like became the leader of the Hand, and to make the city think he hasn't left. He was basically infiltrating the Hand when they made him their leader. And he had Danny, what's his last name? But Iron Fist, he told him to like, hey, take my place as Daredevil so that the city doesn't go bad when I'm gone.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. You?
Yeah, I mean, I've really enjoyed everything Marvel's done. Well, not everything, but majority of what Marvel's done so far.
What have you not liked?
You
talking about some of the movies like Thor 2?
Yeah, Thor 2 I didn't like, and I wasn't a huge fan of.
Don't say Ant-Man.
No, Ant-Man and Guardians of the Galaxy are my two favorite Marvel movies. I think Iron Man 3, I liked it, but I didn't like it as much as the first one.
Iron Man 3 was different.
Yeah, it was different. And we can leave it at that. But yeah, I mean, I really like their shows, especially Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I really like that show, even though
I'm behind on this week's episode. Oh, you're behind a whole season.
Not a whole season, but actually I did finally watch Age of Ultron last week, so I'm going to be catching up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
All right, let's move on.
Yep.
Captain America Civil War director discusses Spider-Man's costume. So he basically says that they're like looking into the comics, they're doing their research, and they're trying to figure out like what they're going to be doing with Spider-Man's costume. Like one thing that this article notes is that in the comics during Civil War, Spider-Man was like kind of in the middle between the war, and like at a certain point he was on Tony Stark's side, and Tony Stark gave him the Iron Spider suit. So similar to Iron Man's suit, it was red and gold, and it was also made of metal, and it had like these kind of like Dr. Octopus robot arms coming out, spider arms.
Yeah,
coming out, and he got that from Tony Stark. So, if anything, it might be that he will start off with the regular Spider-Man suit, but then like at a certain point you'll have like the Iron Spider suit, and maybe go back to the regular Spider-Man suit after that.
Yeah.
It might be like one scene with him like, cool, I'll put this suit on, man. I don't know why I just made him a stoner, but
do we know who's playing Spider-Man in the Marvel movie?
Tom Holland.
It's the same guy. Okay.
That kid. Tom Holland, the kid that they announced him a while ago.
Okay, I missed that announcement.
Yeah. Like they announced that a while ago. They said that he like out of 1,000 people that auditioned, like he did the best with like Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Hemsworth. Like yeah, like
Oh, that's
no,
good.
no, no, not Chris Hemsworth. Chris Evans.
Oh
Robert
yeah,
Downey Jr. and Chris Evans. He had like the best um, chemistry with him.
that's good.
And also like what's this the director says that Tom Holland is, he's pretty athletic and he's able to do a backflip. So,
Nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, let's move on.
Yep.
Okay, so the last news we got trailer for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows, which is the sequel to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie that came out, like 2 years ago, I think? Or was it last
Wow, it's
year?
already been 2 years. I thought it was last year.
Oh, it was last year. Yeah, it was last year. Yes, you're right. Well, it's almost going to be 2 years.
Yeah, almost.
In a month, it will be 2 years. So, okay, you didn't watch that movie, right?
I have not seen that one yet.
I thought it was an okay movie. It was okay for a Ninja Turtles movie. It was not bad, but it could have been a lot better. And I think one thing that it really lacked was funny dialogue, jokes, stuff like that. That was one issue. The other issue I had was that they were like just too super. They were just way too powerful.
Oh,
First of all, they were huge. Like they were like, I don't know, 7 feet tall or something like that. And they eventually found out that they were bulletproof as well. Like the goons were firing at them with like these automatic weapons, and they're like, "Wait a minute, we're bulletproof." I didn't know that. Yeah, like they were just way too powerful. Like the only thing that like was a threat to them was Shredder, and Shredder.
See, it would make sense if just like their shell part was bulletproof, but not.
Well, I think they were just shooting at their shells. I don't know, but either way, Shredder was basically Iron Man. Like he had like an Iron Man suit on, except instead of like being able without the ability to fly and shoot rockets and stuff like that and lasers. Instead of that, he had like these magnetic swords that he would like shoot out and then they'd like come back to him.
Huh.
So, and he was the only one that was like any threat to the turtles at all. Like he was overpowering all four of them, which I think that was just it was just they had like these scenes where he was like fighting, like he was training with guys and killing them, like snapping their necks and stuff like that, which kind of was pointless considering that he was doing that outside of the suit and then he had like put a suit on to fight the Ninja Turtles. So I was like, what was that scene all about? To like kind of show that he's a good fighter, but then you give him this like, Iron Man suit. So those are my two issues with the first movie. Nice. This movie definitely looks like it's gonna be more fun. Like they tried adding some funny dialogue in the trailer. It wasn't like hilarious or anything like that, but it looks like they're probably going that direction. I hope that is the direction that they're going with.
Yeah.
Because when I think the Ninja Turtles I like, it's usually the more funny stuff that I like out of Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. I agree.
Did you watch the original movies?
Yeah, I did watch those original movies. And
which one did you like the most?
I think I just like the first one the most.
A lot of people say that they like the first one the most, but I personally like the second one the most. I think that one, like the first one was just really dark, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But the second one was a lot more funny. Like they had a lot of jokes. Michelangelo is fighting people with his yo-yo. I like that a lot more than that first movie. I'm not saying the first movie was bad.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I like the second movie a lot more. And I hope that they go that path with this movie where, the first one they were trying to go dark, But then the second one, they add some more jokes.
Yeah. Well, pretty much anything that Michael Bay does.
Well, he's producing it. He's not directing it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he didn't direct the first one. He produced it.
Ah, I see.
Which, side note, when they start off this trailer, there's like explosions and stuff like that, and it's like, yep, Michael Bay.
Yeah.
I
guess it doesn't really matter if he's a producer or a director. It's still pretty much the same thing.
One thing I want to know about this trailer, though, the CG looks terrible. Like, especially Rocksteady and Bebop, they look really bad. I think it's worth mentioning because, especially since King Shark on The Flash looked better. Within that, like 30 seconds he was on screen. On the Flash TV show, King Shark looks better than Rocksteady and Bebop do in this, this large production, blockbuster movie.
Interesting.
What did you think when you saw them on this trailer?
I'm actually watching the trailer right now. Let me skip forward a little bit.
I mean, like, who was it? I think it was Ali. I was talking about the World of Warcraft movie trailer, and I mentioned that, like, there just seemed to be a disconnect between the live action characters and the CG characters. It just didn't look that good.
Yeah.
And this looks even worse. Like, Rocksteady and Bebop just look clearly CG. Like, there's no point where I'm watching this trailer and believe that there's like,
I can see that
a Rhino Man and a Warthog Man.
Yeah, I can probably agree with that. It is kind of hard though, I would assume, to make them look.
And then at one point they have Stephen Amell getting chased by one of them, and it's like, no, that looks bad. that just looks bad. You have failed the city.
Because he's running away. He's not even fighting back.
Yeah. Like on a scooter or something.
Yeah. It was like on his skates or something.
I think it's also worth mentioning that they have recast the Shredder, completely different actor. They got the actor who plays Liu Kang in Mortal Kombat, what's it called? Legacy or something like that. The one that was on Machinima. Yeah, they got that guy. He's like significantly younger than the guy who played Shredder in the last movie. And they also have they recast Karai, who is Shredder's granddaughter. Like, new actress that they got for her is also significantly younger than the one that they got for the last movie. Which, when I saw her in the last movie, I know you didn't watch it, but I was like, is that supposed to be Karai? Like, yeah, that's supposed to be Karai. And like, she seemed kind of old, because Karai is like really young in the comics and the shows, the cartoons. Like, she's like 20s, she's supposed to be like really young. And also, like, she wasn't really like awesome or anything. Like, she's supposed to be like this crazy ninja girl, Like, she was kind of worthless in the first movie. So I don't know. Maybe they make Shredder less of Iron Man and Karai more of a ninja.
Yeah. So. Well, that's interesting. I'll probably. I mean, I want to watch the first one just because I want to see it, but I'll probably watch that.
It's an all right movie. I mean, from what it looks like, maybe you can skip that and just watch this one, because the fact that they're recasting some of the characters and changing some stuff around. But I mean, it was an all right movie. I'm not gonna say don't watch it, but you don't need to watch it.
All right.
And that's pretty much it with the news.
Hey, welcome back.
Yeah. How you doing, man?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
So, as I mentioned, we have a little
There's a
surprise.
surprise.
We have a surprise. I'm gonna switch. There we go. Just had to get down the screen and switch the stuff around. And I'm gonna be screen sharing again. Here we go. We got a surprise for you.
Oh no.
Yup.
You actually made a PowerPoint for this. Man, you're going pretty official now.
Yo, we gotta do game. Video game quotes.
All right. I think
Homies.
I don't know how well I'm gonna do with this. Actually, we'll see. I feel like I should be able to get most of these correct, but
All right. So I'm gonna start you. We got 10 quotes. All right.
okay.
I'm gonna start you off with something pretty easy. You should get this. If you don't, then you fail the whole thing. All
I failed
right.
to see. That's
No gods or
Bioshock.
kings, only man.
Bioshock
Who,
1.
who said it?
Andrew Ryan.
Yes, you're right. All right. So you're 1-1. It's only gonna go downhill from here.
Yeah.
Welcome to Die.
Oh wow. Actually, I don't even know this one.
You want to take a guess?
Welcome to-
Okay, so I'm kind of cheating. This is part of the quote. The whole quote is X-Men, welcome to Die.
Oh. Yeah, I still don't know exactly which game.
Magneto from the X-Men arcade game.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so you're 1-2. All right, so here's the next one. There are two ways of arguing with a woman, and neither one works.
Oh man. I don't know.
I'll give you one hint. It's from a Rockstar game.
Okay. Oh, is it? It's Red Dead Redemption, and I forgot who said it though. I'm pretty sure it's Red Dead Redemption. I just
All
don't
right,
know
yeah,
who said
yeah,
it.
I'll give that to you.
Okay,
I'll give you a hint. It's John Marston.
okay.
So you're 2-3, though I did assist you.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the next one. If our lives are already written, it would take a courageous man to change the script.
Oh man, I remember hearing this.
I know you remember hearing this. The only hint I'll give you, this is definitely a game that you've played.
See, this sounds like something that would be in like Bioshock Infinite.
I'm giving you 10 more seconds.
Oh no, I don't know the exact game.
5 seconds.
I'm gonna have to say I don't remember.
Time's up. It is Alan Wake.
Oh no! Oh man, yeah, I really love that game.
Yeah, that makes it 2-4.
Yeah.
All right, here's the next one. Nothing is more badass than treating a woman with respect.
This is Torg from not Bioshock. Borderlands 2.
Yes. You are right. So 3 and 5.
Yep.
All right, here's the next one. Stand in the ashes of trillion of dead souls. Stand in the ashes of a trillion dead souls and ask the ghosts if honor matters. Their silence is your answer.
Okay. I don't remember this one.
I know you played this game too.
I don't remember.
I'm giving you 10 more seconds right now.
See, this sounds like something from
Time's up.
Path of Exile. I don't know.
No.
Yeah.
So what's his name?
Mass
Tarek from
Effect.
Mass Effect.
Wonderful. Huh.
All
I don't
right.
remember that quote.
Okay, so that makes it that was
3 and 6.
3 and 6, yeah. Here's the next one. This is pretty famous. What is a man? A miserable pile of secrets, but enough talk. Have at you. I don't think you played this game, but this is a pretty famous one.
This is familiar. I know I've heard this. Is this something from Metal Gear?
No.
And I'm thinking something different.
I'm giving you 10 10 more seconds. 5. Time's up.
I don't know.
Dracula from Castlevania.
Okay. Yeah, I've not played any of the Castlevania games.
So 3 and 7.
Yep.
All right, here's the next one. The genius of the hole. No matter how long you spend climbing out, you can still fall back down in an instant. Pretty sure you've played this game.
Man, I'm so bad at quotes because I don't remember this one either.
I'll give you a hint. There's some shooting in this game.
That clears it up.
Yep. All right. This game has some comic book style cutscenes. I'm giving you 10 more seconds.
Oh my goodness. Comic book styles cutscenes. So this is
5. Time's up. You got it?
No, I don't.
Max Payne.
Oh yeah. Oh man. I didn't remember this one.
So you're 3 and 8.
Yep.
All right. Here's the next one. You should know this. The right man in the wrong place can make all the difference in the world.
This is definitely BioShock Infinite, and I think it was Elizabeth.
You are definitely wrong.
Oh my goodness! What?
This is G-Man from Half-Life 2.
Wow. Yeah, like I said, Elizabeth from BioShock.
You saw the wrong voice acting?
Yeah. Wow, I can't believe I actually missed that.
You're 3 and 9. Wake up, Mr. Freeman.
Now I remember this, like the exact moment when he says this.
All right, here's the last one, and
Wow.
this is don't jump to conclusions on this one. All right, I'm going to warn you right now. Do not jump to conclusions because you're going to think one thing, but you're not. It's not what you're thinking.
Okay.
It is not the obvious answer. All right.
Okay.
So take a moment. I'm being serious too.
I don't know about that. I feel like this is gonna be either really obvious.
Do not say the first one that comes to your mind because it's not that game that this quote's from. All right.
Okay.
So here's a quote. It's a me, Mario. Now, and again, take your time because if you say the first thing that's on your mind, I'm sure you're gonna be wrong.
I
So
am
think
going
about
to
it.
just have to say Mario from Super Mario Bros.
I told you.
I know. I don't know any other
Think about it. This is
Oh yeah,
Mario from Assassin's Creed
Sounds
2.
good. Oh my god.
Look, you can see in the picture. It's just right there.
Yeah,
It's a
see,
me.
I actually completely forgot that he said that. I actually completely forgot that his name was Mario, so I wasn't gonna guess it anyway.
You didn't even listen to me.
No, I know, but I had no other idea, so I was like, I'm just gonna go with the first one.
So you're 3 out of 10.
Yeah, that was not very good.
All right.
I'm so upset that I missed the Half-Life one. Oh man. Make easier games, stop.
Hey, I told you with that last one.
I know, but I know. I just didn't have any other ideas because I actually, like I said, I completely forgot that his name was Mario.
Come on, man. Why would I give like the only obvious one? I mean, the only easy one I gave was the first one.
Yeah.
Maybe I guess the G-Man one.
Yeah, I don't know how I missed that.
You should have known that.
I don't know how I missed that. Oh well. That was fun though.
Did you well, I guess that's one thing I forgot to mention. The podcast for last week came up late. Because basically I recorded with Ali and Ali doesn't have a computer. So we had to just do it on Google Hangout, and then I wanted to rip the audio from that. But the same weekend that we did that, there was a mass issue with Google Hangout, which just about anyone who recorded a Hangout on there, it was stuck in processing.
Mm-hmm.
So it just came up, it finally finished processing the other day, and I was finally able to rip the audio and publish the podcast late. So that's why I went up late this last week. But the game I played with Ali was the video game character or professional wrestler.
How many did he get?
I can't remember. I remember he got most of them wrong. In fact, he was trying to think too much into it at a certain point. He was like, well, the last two were professional wrestlers, so there's no way the next one can be
Nice.
Like, man, now you're judging the game itself and not the question.
Yeah.
All right. I'll come up with something better for next week. All right, so we have no listener feedback this week, but if you want to write into podcast@outofcontinues.com, and yeah, whatever you want. If you have your own game that you want us to play, write in. Some shout outs. Out of Capes podcast. Yeah, got the Jessica Jones review. If you've watched the Netflix series Jessica Jones, the entirety of it, then check out our review. It's me and Ali. We do a review of the entire thing, so we're gonna, we discuss spoilers and give it a rating, and just review the whole thing.
Without spoiling, what was your overall thought on it?
I gave it a 5 out of 5.
Oh, really?
Yes. That just spoiled the podcast. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I've been watching it. I think I'm on episode 8.
It was pretty good. It is. I think if I were to compare, I mentioned this on the podcast, but comparing it to Daredevil, I don't know which one I like more, but Jessica Jones definitely has the better characters.
I will agree. The villain is definitely much better.
Even Jessica Jones herself, I think I like her as a character. I think Kristen Ritter really owns the character, and I just like her snarky remarks.
Yep.
And yeah. Also, Eric and I have been doing the Flash reviews. We just recorded our mid-season finale review today.
I need to watch this week's episodes.
It was boring.
Really? The mashup?
Oh, the crossover? That was last week.
That was last week? Oh, I thought they... Am I 2 weeks behind? I thought it was only 1 week. I thought they skipped a week for Thanksgiving, didn't they?
They did. And the crossover was last week.
Oh. Whoops. I thought... Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that episode was terrible. I gave it a 1 out of 5.
Really?
Yeah, it was bad.
Oh, man.
It was the worst episode of the season.
I think most of their crossovers have been... I don't think any of the crossovers have been really that good.
Yep. So anyway, check out AvCapes. Let's wrap this up. If you enjoy what you've been hearing, you can support us by liking us on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter. You can leave an iTunes review. It would really help us out. We'd really appreciate it. You can contact us by email. That's podcast@avcontinues.com. Send us your questions, comments, any type of feedback. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/avcontinues. All those things I just mentioned are found. You can find them on the website. That's www.avcontinues.com. That is powered by DreamHost.
Woo!
Use promo code AVContinues and you'll never go hungry again. I make no promises.
That's promising quite a lot, actually.
I make no promises. I guarantee no promises. You can give me a tweet. I am at Sayed Safa. That's at SAYEDSTAFA. And this guy has a Twitter as well.
Yep, I am at KS Trehan. KSTREHAN.
I'd like to thank my guest host for joining me today, Kevin.
Thank you for not calling me Kevin Lucius.
Thank you for playing my games.
Yeah, and I'm sorry for failing so badly, especially on the Half-Life
game.
That's how you should introduce it, is at the very end you just...
Let's play a game. With that said, I'm your host, Stafa, and we'll see you next week.